Hello everybody, this is Oski, and Fortnite recently released their Fantastic Four collaboration, obviously to go along with the movie that Marvel just put out, Fantastic Four First Steps. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go watch it in theaters. I just saw it yesterday and I absolutely loved it. I'm going to post a link to my review actually in the description, so if you care about movies as much as I do, go check out that review that I wrote. I do that occasionally. Anyway, let's get talking about this Fortnite collaboration though. First of all, we're going to talk cosmetics. And basically, I wanted to come up with some new ideas for this collaboration because I think there's a little bit of wasted potential here. And I'm kind of going to rewrite the collaboration in the way that I would have. So we're not going to really talk about pricing at all. Just kind of the cosmetics in general. I've already made tons of pricing videos and basically talking about how it's all too expensive. We already know that. But let's just talk about some more ideas they could have done. First, to preface this, it really makes me angry that it does not show, for example, if you're trying to view what the pickaxe looks like in the item shop, like Mr. Fantastic's pickaxe, for example, it doesn't show you what it looks like on Mr. Fantastic. It shows you what it looks like on the skin you have equipped, which is so stupid with a pickaxe that is specifically designed for Mr. Fantastic to have, a specific function with him that blends into his skin. That goes for all of their pickaxes in this collab except for Ben Grimm's. So it's why would you not show it with its unique look, its specific look? That doesn't make any sense. This company is kind of stupid sometimes, and that's one of the examples. And so first of all, we're going to be talking about Johnny Storm's skin. I am really angry that he's not fully flamed on because I just watched the movie and he looks fully flamed on 90% of it. There is some scenes where he'll save a girl and he unflames the front half of his body so it doesn't burn her when he's holding her. But that is not his iconic look, so why would you choose that out of all of them? I really don't understand that choice. I wonder if it has something to do with the actor wanting their character to be their face seen. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even look that much like Joseph Quinn, so I'm really quite confused. And it really makes it look a lot worse in my opinion. It looks goofy. Also, his Flame On emote is really cool, but why is there no voice line? You're telling me that Bob Ross can get an emote in this game recently that has 5 different voice lines and they can't just do Flame On for Johnny? I just think that's kind of stupid. And that complaint will come up again when we're talking about the thing. His back bling isn't bad, but I mean, come on, was there no other ideas? Just making a 4 emblem. I do like that it can have a fire style so that it matches with his flamed on version. But get this, it doesn't even flame on when you use the emote. So no matter which style you choose from the locker, it's going to be off when you're, on vice versa style in the game. If you choose the base style for the back bling and then you do a flame on emote, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb because it's not on fire. Or if you choose the fire one and you're in the regular skin, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. I really think they should have made it so that it's switched with his emote. And then finally, his pickaxe is actually really good, and I love how it blends in with his skin, and it doesn't look too bad on other skins, to be honest, which is kind of the only one in this set that doesn't look bad with others. Now let's talk about Sue Storm, Johnny Storm's sister, Invisible Woman, aka. While hard to execute, I think they should have given her a style that reflected her invisibility. Obviously, like I said, that would be hard to do because it would have been paid to win in some way, but it's so stupid not giving her an invisibility style because that's her whole character, not obviously her whole character, but it's her whole power set. And obviously she makes shields too, but she's called the Invisible Woman, not Shield Woman. So I think that's just missed potential. Maybe she could have had something where she transitions into full invisibility, kind of like Midas does with kills. But then my girlfriend pointed out this genius idea to make it work and not pay to win. You could have the invisibility only be for you. So you play with her skin, you get a certain number of limbs. It'll progress through the skin and turn it fully invisible by 4 limbs or 5. And therefore, it only applies to your screen. Other people still see your skin normally. I think that's a perfect way to do that. And I really think they should have just thought about it a little bit harder than they could have thought of something like that. I really think Epic Games should hire me and my girlfriend because we'd be cooking with these ideas. Her pickaxe is really good, only with her though. Otherwise, it's probably the worst looking one out of all of them, With her, though, it looks really cool. It, like, blends in, and she has just, like, these orbs covering her hands that are, I guess, like, her shield psionic powers. I think it was really cool as an idea. Unfortunately, they just never really looked at what it would look like on other characters because it's terrible. The back bling is fine, but like I said, imagine if they would have incorporated that invisibility style into the whole skin in some way. I think that's what would have really sold this and made it a perfect collab for her skin. And then also, like, why is her bundle 1,600 when Reed's bundle is the same amount of V-Bucks? It comes with a pickaxe and an emote, and she only comes with a pickaxe. I really don't understand that. Like, how are they basing this pricing off of? Like, it doesn't make any sense in my opinion. Now it's time to talk about Pedro Pascal, a.k.a. Reed Richards, the Mandalorian himself. A big problem with this skin, actually it's not the skin. His skin looks fine. I think his skin looks probably the most like his actor out of all of them. And he looks just like he does in the movie, so it's fine. I think his proportions are a little weird. His head is kind of really big, but I don't really care. Anyway, but the problem comes with his pickaxe. It looks so stupid and stiff and not elastic in any way, shape, or form. Get it? He can turn into multiple shapes and forms. Anyway, why didn't they just make his arm into, like, the whip animation, like Daigo's whip, for example? Like, we just had a pickaxe recently that used that unique animation where it turns, like, something like a sword into a whip, and you swing it, and it, like, you know, is a pickaxe that way. I think that would have been way more, like, appropriate for his character and his stretching ability. You know, his name is Mr. Fantastic. His abilities are he can stretch, not that he can inflate his fist. Like, I understand he can also do that, but, like, that's just not him, you know? That's not what stands out. And his back bling is fine. It's cool that it turns into the spaceship and is sold along with the glider. Okay, now let's talk about Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing. Here's the thing, okay? He has some major problems with his set. His pickaxe. What the heck is that? It's just a bent piece of metal. Come on, man. I feel like that's so stupid. His fists are right there. What does he fight with? He doesn't pick up a piece of metal and fight with it. I mean, he does kind of actually throw a water truck in the movie. But usually he's punching and, like, you know, breaking through things with his fists because they're made of rock. So I think they should have just given him, you know, a pickaxe of his fists that would be like the Hulk smashers, but you can put on other people too. I think that would look really cool instead of this bent piece of metal in the shape of a 4. I think it's kind of lame. I feel like they really need to take notes from Marvel Rivals sometimes because they have such good, like, cosmetics over there and designs for all their characters and abilities that they really could do. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But also, I have a big problem with his emote. Like I said, how can Bob Ross get a voice emote? I love Bob Ross, by the way. I love that emote too. But, like, why can't we have him saying it's clobbering time? Spoiler alert, but he does say it in the movie. So it's like, you could have just taken that voice line or, like, surely they could have just had him record it. Like Evan Moss Bachrock, he could have just recorded it for Fortnite. I don't understand. Anyway, his emo is fine. I just really wish he said, it's clobbering time, you know? Ben's back bling is just also really boring. It's like a set of weights. And another spoiler, I mean, this isn't really a spoiler, but he does not use any weights in the movie. So it's, like, so insignificant. I don't really know what else they would have done for him, but I'm sure I could think about it if I thought a little bit harder. I just think his back bling sucks. Oh yeah, here's something they could have done, and this is credit to my girlfriend and me, but like a Herbie back bling would have been perfect, I think, with this set, and that could have just been his back bling. Like Herbie and him are cooking in that first scene in the kitchen, so it's like, boom, there you go. I just created a better back bling than a random set of weights or a random dumbbell. But yeah, we definitely need some Herbie representation with his collab. Now let's talk about the emotes. Reed's emote is actually perfect. It displays his powers nicely and the character perfectly by having him, you know, writing on the chalkboard, showing his smarts. But then he also shows his powers by stretching to grab the coffee cup. And that's perfect. And I really like that it has that unique animation with him. Super cool idea. great. But the rest of their emotes leave a lot to be desired. I think, like I said, Johnny's is good if only he said the voice line and actually fully flamed on instead of having his face and chest exposed. The Things is good if he just said the voice line. And then Sue Storm's, I don't know. I just feel like her using the shield thing is cool. But like another emote where she turned invisible would have been cool, considering we don't get an invisible style. And like I said, her name's Invisible Woman. It's not Shield Woman. So I just think like that should have been prioritized probably. But anyway, I guess it might be too overpowered if you can do an emote that turns you invisible. Like you could make some clips with that and pay to win, but whatever. I just want to see her turn invisible. And I don't know. To me lately, emotes just feel like they've been so stale and have no ingenuity, no like innovation is being done on them. They don't ever have voice lines except for recently with like the Bob Ross one, but I mean, I hope that's like a standard to come because no voice lines. There's not really that many effects anymore. It's kind of like really, I don't know. They just haven't really changed since the first chapter of this game, and that was like 8 years ago. You think, they would be innovating and like, I don't know, taking some inspiration from their competitors. Marvel Rivals has like amazing MVP screens, like opening animations. There's just so much animation and effects going on in Marvel Rivals. I really just think Fortnite should try to take it up a notch with their emotes. Obviously, MVPs and emotes aren't the same thing, but, they're close enough. Their pickaxes only looking good on their skins also really makes me angry because, like, Sue Storm's especially looks absolutely atrocious on anybody else other than her, so it's like you're buying it just for her, which is kind of stupid, and that's not really how pickaxes are supposed to work in this game. And Reed Richards doesn't look great on other people too, but yeah, I don't know, this interlocked functionality ability is kind of not a good sign for the future, in my opinion, if they start making pickaxes only look good with their respective skins. But anyway, also, where is the Fantastic car? I feel like that could have been an easy car skin for like the Whiplash, and I would have loved to see that because it's just a really cool design overall, and I might have bought that. Anyway, and then some other things I felt like we're missing from this collab and cosmetic-wise is like, where's Galactus? We've had a model from Fortnite already in the past in Chapter 2. And also, where's Shalabal Silver Surfer? To be honest, I don't really understand the decision not to add those. I understand that, like, they want to only do 4 skins per collab, but, like, why? I mean, they'll just make more money if they make 2 more. And I feel like they should have dropped the Fortnite one ages ago. The Fortnite Galactus, I mean. And so I don't know how they would necessarily release this movie Galactus without, like, having that in the game already. Maybe drop both of them, have the Fortnite one be free. That's an idea there. But yeah, I would have loved to see the MCU Ralph Ineson Galactus as well as Shalabal Silver Surfer. I think that would have been great. And because she's like super cool, it would have been kind of redundant to make like cosmetics for her because like I can't imagine her glider being that much different. But maybe like they made that a free reward so that they could get around that, buying something that looks essentially the same. Problem there. I don't know. I just wanted to see those characters in the game because I think they were super cool in the movie. And I just think it's stupid we're limited to 4 skins. Anyway, that's my ideas for how I would have spiced up this collab and made it perfect cosmetic-wise. I am going to be making a follow-up video with some more ideas in terms of gameplay, so stick around for that. Make sure to leave a comment, subscribe to see that video I just mentioned, and leave a like. I'll see you guys next time. It's been Oski. Peace out.